In this video, we'll look at how to connect Confluent Cloud with your AWS account using AWS Identity and Access Management, also simply referred to as IAM. Some of you may know all about how IAM works. For those that aren't familiar, let's briefly describe what it does and why you might want to use it for your organization. AWS IAM is a way to securely manage access to AWS resources without providing a unique service key or password for each person or application. Instead, you create roles in AWS that gives access to the resources and capabilities specific to that user or application. When you log in to perform the required tasks, you're given temporary credentials configured to expire after a short period of time. This time can be configured up to a maximum limit. This is significantly more secure than how you may have given access to AWS in the past. Previously, you most likely would create an access key or password tied to a specific account that your applications would use to connect. If you followed security best practices, you would have to rotate these access keys after every 90 days or so that if one of them was leaked, you limit the amount of time someone could use that key to access your system. These keys, or passwords, might also allow an attacker to gain access to other areas of AWS and cause havoc. Clearly, this isn't incredibly secure, not to mention easy to manage. Imagine the overhead of maintaining this structure for hundreds or thousands of accounts or applications. There are three main benefits of using IAM. Number one, you're not working with keys anymore. Confluent Cloud and AWS are connected using an integration ID and mapped to a specific IAM role. Number two, it's more secure. Since we aren't using keys, our credentials can expire after whatever you configured to be the amount of time. Overall, this makes the system more secure as those keys can't be reused or leaked for others to gain access. And third, it reduces your overhead. This in turn allows your administrators to focus on other aspects of administration and not have to worry about the keys and rotating them on an ongoing basis. Now that we have a general understanding of IAM, let's take a look at how to set up in Confluent Cloud. Here I am in Confluent Cloud. I already have a cluster set up for my stock trades with the DataGen connector that's producing messages to my topic. Other than that, it's a pretty basic cluster. On the Amazon side, I have an empty S3 bucket, ready to start receiving my messages. The first thing we need to do is set up a provider integration. So if I come back to the overview of my environment, I can go ahead and click on Integration and click Add Integration. Here you can either select if it's a new role in your AWS account or if it's an existing one. For now, I'm going to select New Role. Here's where we select the connector that we're going to be using. In my case, I'm going to be using the S3 Sync connector. Then I'm going to go ahead and copy the permission policy and open up the IAM console. I'll go ahead and click Create Policy, select JSON, and paste in the policy that I got from Confluent Cloud. There are two things that we need to change in our JSON. Before we click Next, we need to go ahead and switch out the bucket name placeholder for our actual bucket name. In this case, that's real-time trade stock. So I'll go ahead and copy that and paste it in. Now I'll click Next. I'll give it a name and click Create Policy. And there we go. Now I'll head back to Confluent Cloud and click Continue. Now we need to create the role that Confluent Cloud uses to connect. So I'll open up the role console and click Create Role. In this case, I'm doing a custom trust policy and I'll paste in what I copied from Confluent Cloud. This is just a temporary policy that will replace with the actual policy in just a minute. Then I'll select Next. Now we need to search for the policy that we just created, select it, and hit Next. Give the role a name. And click Create Role. Now that we've created the role, we can go in and get our ARN. Come back to Confluent Cloud and paste it in. We will also need to provide this integration with a name. And then click Continue. Confluent Cloud now gives us an updated trust policy that we need to replace over in AWS. So we'll come back to AWS, click on Trust Relationships, edit Trust Policy, and paste in the new JSON. And click Update Policy. Now that that's updated, we'll go back to Confluent Cloud and click Continue. And there we go. Our integration has been added. Now we can come back to our cluster and set up our connector. I'll go ahead and click Connectors and click Add Connector. In this case, we'll be using the Amazon S3 Sync connector. I'm going to have the one topic. I'll click Continue, generate and download the API key, and click Continue. Here's where we add in our new AWS credential. We'll go ahead and click IAM roles, and then select the one that we created from the dropdown. We also need our bucket name, so I'll go ahead and come back here, copy the bucket name, and paste it in. If your organization requires strict security, you may need to grab these cluster static IP addresses and paste them into your firewall's allow list. We'll go ahead and click Continue, and our settings will be validated. Now we need to select the input Kafka record value format and the output message format. For the time interval, we want it to happen on an hourly basis, and we'll leave the flush size at 1000. There are quite a few other settings in the advanced configurations. Be sure to take a look before you hit Continue. In my case, I know that they're okay, so I'll go ahead and click Continue. I'll leave the number of tasks at 1 and click Continue. Now we'll give our connector name. You'll also notice that the JSON used to create this connector is down below. You can copy that and then use that if you're looking to automate anything in the future. Now our connector is being provisioned. We can go ahead and click on the connector and wait until we see some messages being processed. It may take a while for your messages to be processed and sent to S3, but through the magic of editing, we'll go ahead and cut ahead in the future to where it's already taken place. And there we go. We can see some messages have now been processed. We'll go ahead and come over to our S3 bucket, click on real-time stock trade, hit the refresh button, and there we go. There's our topic name, the year, the month, and then the day. We can go ahead and click in and see that our JSON is starting to come over. That's it. I hope you can see how easy it is to connect Confluent Cloud with AWS using IAM. Until next time, happy streaming.